It is currently 9:30 for me. My stated start time is 9, which is... I won't call it a lie, but I'm not gonna say it's accurate necessarily all the time. How many subs for intended percent? What would intended percent even be? Like, how would you define that? I mean, I guess what would be different than glitchless? I mean, don't do pie jump. Don't do Luigi skip, I guess. Don't do the first strike in chapter 5. There's not that much different. Oh, you'd probably have to go deliver the dictionary. No, I understand the premise, Note. I'm just like trying to think of how it would actually be any different. Even if it is a joke suggestion. Okay, here's the current JCog coronavirus sickness update thing. Last you guys knew, my roommate had said that somebody that he worked with was like positive for coronavirus, so like, you know, I could have it. Turns out that said person, they didn't actually give names, but apparently that person did not at any time recently go to any of the same, didn't go to the same building that my roommate works in. So, he would not have, I would not have gotten it for him. So, there is, like, at least from that particular person, there is basically no chance that I have gotten the coronavirus from that person. But, that being said, there is, like, literally the same night, and I didn't see this until, I can't remember if I said it on stream or not. I don't think I did. But we got word that night from my work that somebody at my office, and they didn't say who, which is fair, but somebody at my office got sick after their wife had recently just come back from Italy. So it's not necessary, like, they're still waiting for a test result because, you know, that's a whole other thing. So we don't know if that's what it is, but like after that, they're like, okay, we're all working from home full time. So that's where I am now. Introverted is happy. Yeah, like, honest to God, other than not being able to, if anything, for me personally, I'm aware that, you know, overall this is probably not a net positive, but for me personally, it's probably a net positive because this is gonna force me to stop eating out so much. No, what am I doing? I almost did Black Toad Skip. Dude, this is such a scuffed prologue. I was seriously about to do Black Toad Skip. I can't chat often right now, but I got you on my store's monitor and speakers. It's that slow. Let's go. I love it. Actually, it's surprising to me. It blows my mind somewhat how, like, less than 50% of my viewers are on web. So, like, my last stream on Sunday, 44% were web. iOS and Android are usually about even. Depends on the day which one's higher, but like that one was 22% iOS, 19% Android. But 11% console, 2% other, which I think usually means like a Chromecast or Fire Stick or, you know, that kind of stuff. You used to watch Twitch on your Ouya? Yo, I actually had an Ouya. I didn't know you could watch Twitch on it. I guess it had a browser, right? I would consider it one of the worst purchases I ever made. Because I got it, like, I was one of the backers. I would have considered it one of the worst purchases I ever made, except for the fact that whenever I went to sell it, I actually sold it for more than I bought it for. Like, more than I backed it for. So I ended up making a profit. I think the only game... Dude, I really need to stop bleeding time. But I think that the only game that I would be willing... Not willing. The only game that's coming out in the near future that I would want to take work off to play is probably Cyberpunk 2077. Whenever that's coming out, I can't remember. Alright, don't forget Spike Shield. My one of my major contributions to strats in this game, that particular method for getting Spike Shield. And I found it by accident. You don't actually know who Resetti is. He's the one in, if you played Smash, he's the one assist trophy that'll like take up the whole screen and start yelling at you for like a minute. How did that work? That should not have worked. Got so lucky. Oh my god. That had to have been the last frame. You still haven't played Luigis Mansion? I'll do that, cats. It's so good. Luigis Mansion is a super good game. The third one. Also the first one, supposedly, but I own it now, but I haven't played it. I need to make that a sub goal. No, my hair, I've never dyed my hair or anything, but it is definitely, there is definitely very noticeable gray. It finally stopped happening, but I swear every time I would go home to see my parents, or like visit my family, not just my parents, but every single time I would do it, somebody would point out, just like, do you know your hair's gray? It's like, no, really? I've never noticed that my hair is gray. But it was like that. Somebody would do it every single time I went home for like, it was like for 2 years. We should rent a party bus if SGDQ doesn't happen. I mean, if SGDQ doesn't happen, I feel like getting a bunch of people close together on a bus is not, are there even, I mean, that's all the way out in June. Dude, it's so hard. That's so far out. Like, how do you even make plans for that? I've thus far been pretty safe about the people that I've raided. It's very rare that I'll raid somebody that I haven't watched their stream before. But like, for one thing, you don't know if they're gonna, you know, maybe there's someone who rages, and often I'm usually ending stream when some of my viewers are like probably, you know, they fell asleep to the stream. So I don't want to raid somebody who rages and is gonna like wake them up. A big streamer of a specific game raids a smaller streamer of that same game. Oh, that's like, okay, I do that sometimes. Like, oftentimes I'll look for other people like running this game. So that's like one of the exceptions. What console do I play on? I play on N64. Yeah, and you're good. It is somewhat common, but like, I don't mind entering. It looks good though, because I have an HDMI modded N64. So, like, you're not gonna get this quality out of just a regular old N64. Wada means gang gang. Gang gang means no one gets yeeted. Where did that come from? That's amazing. You don't think that's how the quote goes? Nah. Go watch Lilo and Stitch again. That's totally how it went. Oh wait, same with the Disney Plus subscription. I bought it to watch. My intention was to buy Disney Plus to watch The Mandalorian and watch the whole thing during the trial and then cancel it. And then I didn't. I forgot to cancel it. Like, it was like or either I forgot to cancel it or I was one day too long watching it. I was like, whatever. I just have to cancel it next month. And that was in January? My YouTube bot will get demonetized. Joke's on you. I can't monetize my YouTube videos anyway. I have to get YouTube Partner before I can even monetize anything. And I think you have to get at least 1,000 subs for that. I was going to get Ring Fit, and I wish I did, because apparently now it's super expensive. And I bet, you know, everybody being stuck at home is not helping that. Everyone I've talked to, like literally everyone I've talked to about Ring Fit, though, has like recommended it. I haven't heard a single person say that they didn't, even like, I don't even think I've heard a moderately okay review. They've all been at least positive. Dude, the gyms are shutting down. This was the worst time. This was the worst time for me to actually start working out again. I went to the gym one time, and now the gyms are closed. So I got to get sore, and now I'm recovering from being sore. And I'm just gonna get sore again. Methinks thou dost protest too much. Oh no, that's good. That's what I was supposed to do. Sorry. Sorry, false alarm. I thought I messed up, but I didn't. I thought I messed up, but I didn't. Where's my... I did mess up, though. I actually did mess up. That's a prob. Nope. Okay, we fixed it. I was supposed to not eat the... I was not supposed to eat the jam and jelly in battle right there. Because then I airlifted, and I did not have enough... that Starstorm is significantly slower. So I did mess up, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was. I don't know, like, I've always heard people say that the 3DS had, like, a super good library. But I don't know, maybe it's just I didn't get the right games, or that the games that are supposedly really good for it just aren't for me. But I definitely don't feel like I got my money's worth out of my 3DS, which is unfortunate. You struggle with Black Toad Skip? Black Toad Skip is honestly one of the harder tricks in the game. If you're struggling with Black Toad Skip, do not feel bad. Like, sometimes I still struggle with Black Toad Skip. Like, for me, that trick, and I've heard other people say the same that run the game, like at a higher level. Black Toad skip is a trick where it's like you'll have it and then just suddenly random you won't be able to do it. And you're like, what? Why is this failing? Yeah, you'll just suddenly every now and then, every couple months, it just comes out of nowhere. It's like, why can't I do Black Toad skip? Yeah, I kind of hate that Black Toad skip is at the beginning of the run, because whenever new people are trying to learn the game, a lot of the times that's the first trick they'll try, because that's the first one that's, you know, not junior skip you would come across in a run. And then they'll be like, what? Why is this game so hard? And it's like, well, that trick is harder than most. Don't use that as a representation of how the rest of the run is going to be. They look green to you. How is this compared to average? I actually don't know what my average is. Yo, we're ahead of average. Paper Mario completed glitchless in 3 hours, 47 minutes, and 19 seconds. Big pog. Oh, sorry, that wasn't a PB. I forgot I was still looking at average. This is plus 133 on my PB. Sorry, I forgot I was still on average. So hit Mr. 4 up with the JCog. Oh, I moved things around. JCog smile, or a smile if you don't have it. And then I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Peace.